Hey class, my name is William Moore, and I will talk about the civil rights movement and how this movement affected our lives here in the world. What was the civil rights movement? There was a fight for racial equality in the USA. As many of us have heard in the past, people that were in a different color, maybe a different features in faces, they couldn't have the same lives that us, well, that there American, like blonde Americans, could have. So there was different buses, there were different classes, different schools. So African Americans, Latinos, Italian, Italian kids that will have Italian dad, they usually have like a different school. So there was a lot of segregation. These were like peaceful protests and marches, and the main leader was Martin Luther King, who was the one that gave the famous speech that I have a dream in Washington. Okay, what were the main causes of all these events? As I explained, there were racial segregation. The Jim Crow laws, it was the one that separated out the colored people and non-colored people in different public spaces. Racial inequality in jobs and schools. This is an interesting thing because right now there's not, they can deny you for applying job, but there's a specific part where you have to specify what race or what country heritage you are. So this is a thing that is coming back because there's a lot of American businesses that ask you for this information, and I think it's not really good because usually you have to be evaluated in base of your knowledge, not your, for example, your physical appearance. And also the influence of Gandhi's nonviolence in India. Gandhi was a really controversial people or person over there because he, instead of calling for violence of the British colonialism, he asked for the people to just do a peaceful manifestation that called a lot of attention in other countries. And actually, Martin Luther King went to India and was really impacted about that movement and that idea of a peaceful and non-violence. He came back and he started doing it also. And economic and social justice. As you can imagine, African Americans and blonde Americans, they wouldn't have the same payment. They usually get paid 1/3 of what other people can have. I just want to show some pictures before a little bit of text. She is Rosa Parks. She was a woman in Montgomery. She was Rosa Parks, and she did a boycott because she didn't want to gave her seat to a white woman, and this got major manifestations and like a lot of violence. The Brown Board of Education, it was the law that separated African American kids for their own schools. So they have their own. They also have their own. I don't know how they call it, but it's where you drink water. So they couldn't. You as an African American kid, you couldn't grab water from a white water fountain. The famous march that you probably have seen, that I have a dream, is this one over there. The Civil Rights Acts, where you could go to the same school, you could apply to the same jobs, you could go to the same restaurants. The Voting Rights Act, this was, this one was the law where you couldn't vote unless you were a non-colored person. And also one of the most important, the MLK Martin Luther King assassination. I think this is one of the more important things of this moment because when you're a person, you can easily do bad stuff, but in the moment you, I wouldn't like to say die, but in the moment you, instead of a person, you represent a symbol of an idea, of a way of thinking, the movement grows a lot more. Consequently, the main aspects of this movement were huge. They were the civil rights of rights, where we could vote if it doesn't matter what color you are. The segregation in schools, jobs, and restaurants, and every public space was out now. And this also includes many minorities, also Latinos in the border, black women, and women can vote. And generally, it moved any minority to seek for a better life in the US. This is a picture of a protest. In conclusion, I think my conclusion is like really general, but really like concentrating in one thing. I believe that now. I believe that any movement for rights in the world is really important, and I believe that us, as teenagers of a new decade, we should really learn about these type of movements, because now we have social media, and each movement can learn from the other one. For example, Martin Luther King learned from Gandhi how non-violence movements really work and how they affect people, because they can say nothing bad about a peaceful movement instead of a violent movement. So I think this this started a conversation for movements to really impact our lives and how we think we should live it. This is my reference.